Okay, so we started on that one, and now live stream here. So I have to make sure this is on starting. Okay, cool. Right. So we're beginning. It's funny because every time it starts, you always see me going, okay, let me make sure it's going, and it has that. So here we are recording, but I always just like to make sure because I've had, so this is a little delayed, don't worry about that.
Oh, look, can I fix my hair?
But they didn't know that. Okay, so live streaming there, and we're there. Okay. And even though I don't need to do that, I do that anyway. Just I've had some bad experiences with sound not working, the recording not working, so now I'm like, check this, check that. So everything's on and going, and welcome. Hello.
Thank you. Hi.
So this is the camera.
The camera,
yeah,
right
I know
there. Hey,
this
camera.
is distracting.
Okay. Very distracting.
Don't look at yourself. I know. I was catching
people. Shiny object. It's right there.
Nice and big. I know there's another way to set up where people don't see this, so eventually I'll do that when I learn how to call a guest and interview them that way. So that'll be kind of fun because there are a few people I want to call. So, so welcome to be my guest.
Thank you.
And this is my neighbor, and she's the apartment complex manager. Is that the right title?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Resident manager is what they refer to us.
Yes. Okay.
Bye.
Yeah. So if you've never known one, or you don't have a relationship with your own, here's one that she was a wonderful part of my wanting to live here.
You're so sweet.
Oh my gosh, she's so awesome. And yeah, we had a great time. We spent like an hour chatting when I looked at the apartment, and so that makes a big difference. Is to to like, I'm not even sure I've had other ones where I've really known well. I mean, I had my landlady where I was before, and before that I was in San Diego for those 15 years in a townhouse. So I hadn't really had someone to, that oversaw anything really. So you've made it a great experience.
You're too sweet.
Oh, I know.
I'll pay you $20 later.
That's what it's worth? No.
Yeah, well. Today's rate.
Today, it's just, that's all we got.
Yes, that's true.
So I wanted to interview her, Donna. We're going to call you Donna today. Just because. We'll leave it at that.
Mysteries are fun.
Aren't they great? Yes. And I've had on here people like the last gal was very entertaining. I didn't know what kind of a background she had, a musician background. She's a fellow actress. Yeah. And she had sung with Earth, Wind, and Fire. And just very, very interesting. And so people are probably used to, like, and I had a former police officer on as well. He's a cycling friend of mine, so he had lots of stories. So we're going to have to invite him back.
Thank you for your service.
Yes, absolutely. And so I just like bringing on people that I know have so much to share. And because you have such a full life, it was so hard to get her here. So enjoy this time. I know I am.
You're too nice.
She is very busy, not only with your work. You have 3 children.
Yes.
And what are their ages?
10, 9, and 6.
10 to 9, and 10 to 9, really close.
12 months apart, 6 days, and a couple of hours in between.
Oh, wow.
Unplanned, but so worth it.
Oh, so beautiful.
I'd do it again.
So 10, 9, and 6. Okay, little guys. 6.
Little man.
So 2 older sisters, and the little one's a boy.
So he has 3 mamas.
He does. And they're like that with them, huh?
Oh, my word. They're each differently. They mother him differently. One's protective, one's a spoiler. And I'm right in between.
That's so nice to grow up like that.
Yeah.
Just having a little of all of it.
I'll let you know in 10 years.
Yes, please let me know how he turns out.
Hopefully he'll turn out great. That's my goal, is to grow, civil members of society.
Yes, yes.
Good contributors in a world that's unpredictable.
Sure, yeah. One thing I notice about your kids are that they are very friendly and open, and I just love that when you see kids like that, because we are in this world, as you said, and it's just unpredictable and what people are like, and but probably because they see the same people coming in and out of the apartment complex, it makes for a more safe environment for them, I would think.
Yes, and the fact that I homeschool too, it gives them the opportunity to socialize with all age ranges, from infant to an adult, and they're able to communicate to anyone, without the fear of you know, a normal child would have with an adult. I'm not saying let's go talk to a stranger.
Right.
But because they're familiar with you and everyone else in the building, they feel comfortable communicating with them.
Yeah. And that's important for development.
Definitely.
Sorry, Misty. So another little showing beginning is discipline for animals. Hello, Misty.
Discipline is very important.
That's a hard one. No. So sorry, guys.
Hey, interruptions is part of homeschooling too.
It is.
You get interrupted all the time. How do you manage interruptions with success?
Yes.
It's a daily discipline.
And I'm sure with them, for them not to see you get frustrated and stay focused on the task at hand, so that they're not easily distracted.
Finding the squirrel.
That's got to be, So you know a lot about that.
Well, you know, it's a learning process.
Sure.
It's a stepping stone.
Yeah.
Every year's different. Just take it one year at a time.
Yeah. Can I ask you to go like this? Because people will see that side of you. You learn that in acting, then you just can't be covered. And
clearly, I'm an actor. Clearly.
Donna was saying that she does not like, what is it, cameras?
At all.
Being interviewed?
Well, interview I love.
Okay.
I love talking.
Oh,
I don't like cameras. I don't like photos. I don't like
And here we are.
Anything. So yes.
People are very sacrificial. I appreciate that.
I guess. That's how much I like it.
I know, thank you. I'm keeping track of this. What I need to do to
I'll write it down for you so that you recall my eternal sacrifice.
Yes, I will not forget this. But I know that you have such experience that I obviously don't know about having children and homeschooling. And I had a lot of friends in San Diego hopefully they're still my friends. In San Diego. They're still my friends. I just don't live there anymore. A big homeschooling community.
Wow.
Very large.
Good for them.
And they all know each other, and the kids know each other. And they do other extracurricular activities that are not just, you're away from the world. If anything, I see, wow, they have such connection, much more than the parents I know that have their kids in, lots of sports that helps, but it just expands their community. And they're still also involved with sports and things outside
Definitely,
of that.
definitely.
Yeah. So I don't know what the community is like here, but can you tell us a little bit about, how did you begin? How long have you been doing it?
Sure.
And what are some of the trials, and why would you encourage someone to homeschool?
Certainly. Well, I have to start with it's not for everybody.
Okay.
It's a decision that both my husband and I agree to. Mm-hmm. If you're not together in this situation, I strongly recommend against it. Mm-hmm. Only because as a parent, you're going to feel frustrated and tired and exhausted, and if you don't have your spouse backing you up and saying, hey, it's okay, I understand, just keep going, you're just going to want to quit.
Sorry, my child is testing me. Misty, in your pillow, leave it. Thank you.
No, that's okay. So you have to be on one accord in that regard. Secondly, and
encouraging each other.
Yes, encouraging. It's, you trust me, you'll need it. Mm-hmm. You whoever out there, you'll need it.
I still hope to have children.
Why not? It's never too late.
I have a whole plan.
Hey, well, hopefully I'll be around. I want to see
how long you have to wait.
No, it's all in the Lord's hands.
It is, absolutely.
Yes. We've been doing it for 7 years.
Okay.
This upcoming year will be my 7th.
Okay.
And
pro at it.
No, not pro at all. You'd be surprised.
Really?
Every year I'm like,
you just say it's different every year.
It is different
every
year.
How so? Why?
The development, maturity, the classwork, what I expect of them differs every year. Okay. If they are too immature to handle a certain type of problem, then we have to reassess and reevaluate. Why can't you handle it? What's going on? So now that I added my son too, I'm schooling 3 at 3 different levels.
Not all at the same time. How does that work?
Well,
I have one day with 3 of them, different levels.
I know, that's the most frequently asked question at FAQ. How do you handle multiple ages at the same day? one of my curriculums kind of binds them together.
Okay.
It's called Classical Conversations, and is amazing. And so we have core subjects that we can review together. And right now, thankfully, all three of them are at the grammar stage, which is data entry. We memorize history, timeline, science.
I'd learn a lot. Can I join you guys?
Please. Latin. Latin is very important. 50%, I believe. I could be off. 50% of our English is comprised of Latin.
That's wonderful.
And geography, which is so needed.
Yes.
And the main motto for Classical Conversations is to know God and make Him known. So part of our history includes biblical history. So the beginning of the timeline is creation and the fall.
Nice.
So we get to learn about historical figures too, like Augustine de Hippo. You know, he was very influential. So yeah, things like that. And then we're also part of a charter program. So that I can adhere to state standards as well with my children, and that's been very helpful too.
Sure.
So yeah, combining those two, I believe, is a perfect formula that works for my family. Every family has their own formula, but if you are to homeschool, the one thing I do recommend is to be part of a community.
Absolutely.
If you are not, it is just nearly impossible.
So you could be doing it on your own, homeschooling.
Totally. You can file your own affidavit, do your own record keeping, do your own curriculum.
So if not, then you are you kind of paying into the system, or you're signing up with the school district, or how does that kind of work?
So my charter program, yes, I am part of the school system.
Okay.
And I wouldn't trade it for the world. It's really working out. My kids go to the center once a week, so that's additional socialization. And they love it. They love going. Oh, they can't wait until the day.
What is it?
They cover all subjects.
Oh, so they're also teaching them too.
Definitely.
So a little bit of a break.
Yes, there are facilitators out there that do, facilitate other subjects.
Oh, that'd be fun to do.
Yes, it's fun. I actually wanted to be a facilitator.
Yeah, I'm like, how can I do that? That's like fun.
Well, I can probably
tell you.
Definitely.
Because I thought about volunteering at some of the local schools, because there's a couple near us and connected with the church. And I thought it'd be fun to volunteer maybe with PE or something. That was my master's. But just to, help, and especially knowing that a lot of times they're cutting some of the arts and things that the kids need. And athletic time to get their energy, and they're connecting as a team. And so I thought it would just be fun to work with kids in that respect.
Well, I can search for you.
To find out about that.
Definitely.
Yeah. The trainer that I have, I'm taking boxing right now, and he volunteers. And in fact, I've asked him a couple times. I don't like to bug people, but I've asked him a couple times if I could interview him, because he's just wonderful. And he volunteers with kids with autism.
Oh, that's awesome.
And doing athletic things because it helps them.
Their gross motor skills.
Yeah. It's so neat. We do that every day, most every day during the week in the school year. So just things like that. It's just so important to give back and to our kids.
Definitely.
Or our kids, even though they're not our kids.
Right. Well, yeah, definitely. They're the future of America.
Yes.
Why not give them the best that we can?
Yeah.
So that we can prepare. Who knows? We could be leaders. We were at a junkie place yesterday, and there's a cute little boy with a shirt that said, "I am your future president." And I thought,
it makes you think.
Well, he could be. You just never know.
And then he's yelling at his mom. You're like, not him.
It's okay. I'm just, that the American dream. This was not part of my American dream. But now it is, and I love it, and I wouldn't trade it for the world, because we get to open up the Bible, and we get to say, this is history too.
Yes, exactly. And in the schools, you can't do that. It's really what they say goes. I know a lot of court cases where they're like suing the parents for trying to get involved with their kids' education. You're like, what? Where did we miss something? They're entrusting you all to go up to work with their kids. But knowing that what's being taught and what the important values are at the home should be respected.
Definitely.
And nowadays it feels like that doesn't matter.
No.
And so you have to be okay with everything they're teaching them. So that's one of the reasons I thought homeschooling is the way to go.
Definitely.
Because you have more control over what's being taught. The things that are important, you have say in that. And that's a lot of time in this child's development that they're learning. So,
especially the formative years. The formative years are one of the most imperative of the youth. And if it's not taken care of properly, they're going to have a very rebellious stage. And I've noticed that. Kids call out for attention. There's reasons why they dress a certain way. It's I need someone stable in my life to influence me. And so I wanted to be that influence, hopefully, to my children. They were given to me. And I want to make sure that I'm a good steward of what I was blessed with, and not just, oh, well, you'll figure it out on your own.
You're right.
Your mom.
Yeah. I have a career. That's important. That's more important. Not that career's not, but to say that that's where all the energy goes to, and we forget home life and children. And that's one of the things I thought, well, Donna, you have a wonderful balance. I see you at the pool with husband and kids. You're reading a book. I'm like, reading a book.
It's luxury.
I'm like, that looks great. I'm like running in or out. I'm like, I want to join them at the pool. And then obviously I see you doing things around the complex. And then, I call you like, I'm in the middle of teaching. Wow, she does it all. So just for us to learn, like, what does that look like kind of thing. And let me ask you, a couple questions. So,
sure.
How long of a day is that for you? And do you have a summertime regular like other school kids?
Well, I have to say, today we just finished school.
Today!
All my paperwork is done, filed, ready to be turned in, and I'm so excited.
I knew it was in a couple weeks. It was a little vague, like, let's get coffee in a couple weeks. So I'm like, we'll find out when that is. So it's summertime.
It's officially summertime. 2 days
summer
before. Well, see, that's the other caveat. Yes, there's going to be just some math work done, and it's just about 20 minutes reading a day just to keep their brains moving. I don't want them to lose all that we've learned this year. It would just kill me.
Yeah, I always did summer school. If it was just like to catch up or make up for a bad grade or just, I started getting so used to that I'm like, a summer without it, I'm like, well, that's too long. What am I going to do with myself?
Exactly.
And you have to have some busy things, summer activities or a camp or some kind of schooling.
Definitely.
So I was elected for that. I always wanted that as a kid.
You're an ideal child.
Wow. Very interesting starting. Well, I had 2 older sisters, and I wanted to go to school desperately. And my mom was like, no. And I would literally, they would tell me, I don't remember, but I'd have my little lunchbox. I'm going to school today.
That is so cute.
And my mom was like, no, you're too young. And then it got to where I was getting sick. And because it was 6 years between myself and the oldest, and 4 years between myself and the middle one. So that's a few years I had to wait.
Difference, yeah.
And when I was starting to get sick, my mom was like, "This kid's got to get to school because she has to be in school, I guess." So my wonderful mom lied for me.
The things mothers do for their children.
So I think you're 4 in preschool.
Yes.
I was 2. So they're like, how old are you? I'm like, my mom's like,
add 2 more. I mean, there, you just learned your math. 2 + 2 = 4.
Well, somehow, okay, this is what happened. Yeah, you're right. So at first it was 2 years difference. And then they're like, she's just too young, So they held me back a year. But I still had to lie kind of about my age. And my mom would volunteer in the classroom so that I wouldn't tell them my real age. Like, no,
just keep the lie under the rug.
And so that's how I progressed, and I was always a year ahead. And I'm glad it wasn't 2 years. That would have been too much.
Yes, maturity actually has a lot to do with education. Many people don't factor that in. If your child is not mature enough to learn how to read, wait a year. It's okay. There's no rush. Right. But if your child's in 5th grade and can't read, that's a different story. Sure. But if it's K1, or 2,
and if they're ready to progress, let them progress.
Yes, that's
because she was teaching me at home too.
Was she?
So, yeah, and I was just a little sponge. I'm like, but I wanted to go.
And that's the beauty of homeschooling. You can go and fly as far as you want, or you can go back and just review.
Very cool. Yeah. Yeah, my mom was very impatient, so it was good she didn't homeschool. It was a tumultuous relationship, don't you say that.
Hey, you know, being a mama is hard. Let me just tell you.
It is. I know. I've had my kids.
Yes, you know how it is. Definitely.
Well, I have one furry kid now.
Oh,
she passed away on Sunday.
I'm sorry.
Thank you. I know. I told you she was getting to the end.
I didn't know the end.
Yeah, it's been a hard couple of days.
It's
really hard. Like, oh, I came home with a bag. I'm like, oh, she would jump in this bag. You know how they play. It's just so quiet without her. Misty's like, I don't miss her. You know,
so this is now my territory. Watch out.
I don't have someone stealing my pillow and.
Maybe we need to adopt a kitten for you.
I think I'm okay. There's no replacing Maggie May. Just, 20 years.
That's amazing.
Almost 20. Yeah. So it was a tough go, but had another good cry last night. So it's all part of it.
Maybe you can do chocolates and tissues.
That sounds like a show. Chocolates and tissue. That could be the name of another show.
Well,
I like that.
I'll take credit for the idea.
She's not here. She gets the credit.
I'm patenting it right now as we speak. Let me grab my phone.
Well, I was trying to find a ballad. I'm like, what's a ballad? But it's all those old songs. Because I have an audition. I'm going to try and send it in instead of going in. And I'm auditioning to maybe join this music group.
Oh, fun.
So if they don't like it, they won't like it, but I'm going to at least try. Yeah. So, but I have to find a ballad and then an upbeat, up-tempo song. So last night I was researching some of these, broken hearts and I Can't Live Without You and all these sad songs. I'm like, wow! So that was 2 hours of my night last night. That's why my day was an hour behind today. As I said, sorry, my day, because we were going to meet an hour before. And I'm like, my day's an hour behind. It's just the way it is today.
One thing I learned, schedule with flexibility. Always expect that hour delay, and if you do, you won't be so stressed.
So smart.
I read it in a book somewhere.
But you actually do it.
I do, because I can be a drill sergeant. 8 to 9, math. 9 to 10, language arts. But I realized, sometimes they've got ants in their pants or the wiggles, and you need to wiggle them out or shoo the ants away. Not literally, metaphorically speaking. So everybody does. So add an extra hour, cushion, or half hour, whatever is convenient. So that you won't, or me too, I won't be stressed. In fact, I'm very type A.
Right. Well, I know the days I have a little extra driving time, it's okay. And the days where, no, I can't handle traffic right now, I'm going to be late. That's usually the case. So giving some extra buffer time. But so you were telling me, did you already say how long of a day then it is? Okay.
It varies. It could be 5 hours, it could be 6 hours, it could be 4 hours. I generally don't allow breaks. I just let them go straight through.
And it works.
Why? Because they practically have the rest of the day.
Yeah. They're probably staying with it knowing, like,
yes, they know the rest of the day. So, if you try to mold yourself in someone else's schedule, I'll guarantee you you'll fail. You just will. Every homeschooling mom has her own schedule that fits for their family. And sometimes bits and pieces of other people's schedules can work. But from my experience, just build your own. Some moms say, well, 8 o'clock. Some say 9, some say 7:30. I've tried them all. I say anywhere between 8:30 and 9:30. That's when we commenced our first subject, our flexibility. So it's very important. Again, flexibility is key. Otherwise, you will grow many white hairs.
You don't have any looks.
You don't know.
And do you have to be like a scholar to feel like, I can teach my kids all the subjects that they need to know?
Well, that's a good question. I did not graduate college. I had my first one at, college age. So,
you had your first child?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
I feel inept. However, the beauty of homeschooling is I get to learn with my kids. Yes. Honey, there's things about history I would never know. That makes sense now. I had no idea Vladimir the First brought Christianity to Russia in the 900s. I would have never known had it not been for this curriculum.
Yeah.
So I'm learning more.
Yeah.
A lot more.
And so there's different curriculums you can choose.
There's a plethora. There's too much out there.
That would overwhelm me.
Which
one
is the best one? It did at first. My first year was like, what do I do?
Wow.
It's too much. So I figured that I like the classical model, and it's just been working out.
Yeah. So I used to do human resources, and of course my HR brain right now is like, wouldn't it be nice if like what you do for employees with all, actually it's probably only just 4 options of health insurance, but it's very complicated. They have a whole session with the employees, like these are the differences and which one do you choose. And,
HMO, PPO, all that jazz.
Yes. So it'd be kind of neat if, I don't know, do they have something where, okay, moms come in and this is a little explanation of the different kinds.
Yeah.
And this is kind of branches into these, and this is how it gives you options, or this is it works for this kind of family and not this kind of family. Do you have that? No.
Well, I haven't been to the CHIA convention, but I heard the CHIA convention offers a wide spectrum of curriculum. I use the internet. I mean, it's home, it's free.
Yeah.
I research the living daylights out of everything.
Good that way.
I have to.
I'd be like, which one do you like? Why? Do you like which one do you like?
I did that too. I went to Mom's. I used the internet. I just did everything I could within my reach to ensure that this was properly, that it was a proper program for my children. And not only that, but I discussed it with my husband as well. Hey, what do you think about this educational system? It's new to us. It's not implemented anymore, so let's try it. And I've seen the fruits of it. Oh yes. So of course I test it, and I use my 2 girls as my guinea pigs. So one of the things is you have to memorize all the presidents.
Okay.
There's a song to it, and I thought, the song. Yes.
Okay, good.
I thought there's no way, and at that time they can learn all 44.
The song helps them learn it.
They can name all of them by last name.
So you guys do
with
that?
Washington, and now with Trump.
Wow.
Yes.
Interesting.
So the key is
how many now?
45.
45. Okay.
Right?
No. 45.
4 years per term. Some serve 2 terms, which is your max term.
Okay.
But the key to memorizing is you've got to repeat it again. Does that make sense? So if they memorize it in K in first grade, I've got to make sure to revisit that memory in grades 4, 5, and 6.
So you're repeating everything they've learned before, and then you've got new information to go over.
Again, your muscles of memory.
It is.
That's muscles of memory. Your brain.
I got it. I was like,
wow. Yes.
Exactly.
I had my coffee today. Just one though. I think I need to level up with my number 2.
No, you're right.
So that's the key. It's revisiting old data that you've memorized in classical conversations is divided into 3 cycles.
Okay.
So that's why if you do it in a 6-year span, you've repeated each cycle twice.
Oh, it's like the church. It has, I don't know if all churches, but the Catholic Church has cycle A, B, and C.
Oh.
So after, I remember my information, I haven't gone over it, but after a year, or is it 3 years then? After 3 years, then you've read through the entire Bible. Through church, because it has Old Testament, Psalms, New Testament. So you've read through the whole chapter. And that's just for Sunday masses.
Wow.
Yeah, so it has the 3 cycles.
Interesting.
Yeah, so that's interesting. That's
fascinating.
Yeah.
3, the triangle.
Yeah.
Strongest.
So that works.
It works. So far it's worked. We've done 3 cycles.
Okay.
I need to enforce it more. There's always room for improvement.
Sure.
But I see the fruit of it, and I am sold on it.
So, and just seeing how they're learning and how they're progressing and developing. Is that what you mean by the fruits?
Yes. They at that age, their brains are built to remember. So I need to take advantage of that. It's called the grammar stage. So what happens is if I allow them to build on the grammar stage and to build and memorize, keep on memorizing and memorizing, I'm training their brains so that when we get older to the rhetoric stage, which is around high school, they're able to process all that data and use it and make arguments like, okay, well, why this? And apply the scientific, so they know the scientific method. Okay, why? Why is there a purpose? Why is there a hypothesis? The conclusion, why did we reach to this conclusion? As opposed to now, we just know it's purpose, hypothesis, materials, result, conclusion. They're not questions. Later they will.
Okay. So good. It's not only teaching them the information, but how they. Sorry.
There's
only one other person, but anyway. Where was I? Not only
implementation of the data.
Something like that. Yes, that's what I was going. This is the most distracting it's been. So I've got to figure out a way. Missy, no. They need to go away.
Hey, she wants to protect you. That's sweet.
Very loud.
I was going to say, put on a show for her. I don't think she would be interested.
Like kids, yeah, a little different. No. So you don't have dogs, but you have other.
I have a rabbit.
Oh yes. And how long do you have the rabbit?
A year. Celebrated. It's our kids.
I'm sorry. We're filming. Okay.
Is it what I think it is?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So your rabbit.
Yes. Yes. It's the kid's responsibility to care for the rabbit.
Okay.
I am not cleaning
That's
it.
nice. That's good.
Defecation.
Yes. And you had a dog before?
Before the kids.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh,
And
okay.
we brought one with the kids, but
Yeah.
it didn't quite work out.
Yeah. It's more distraction and more responsibility.
I don't need another volunteer wife.
Yeah.
I'm done. I've done my due diligence.
Yes.
I can hang the diaper on the wall.
You're loud.
I'm so done.
You're loud. And then you found a home for the gerbil.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to write a story.
Yes, we do. We are going to be co-writers. Thank you for reminding me.
Of course, on air.
On air. We are accountable now. We are going to be writing a story together. I am very excited.
Me too.
I forgot about it.
Oh, I did too.
We are going to talk about it. Okay.
You said gerbil, keyword, and I remembered.
Yes, thank you. We need to work on that. So in her spare time, actually several times, this is right time, we're going to write the story for children.
That'd be fun.
Oh, yes. Totally excited. Because I need a partner in that. So
I do too.
You know, kind of like how it works for your kids. You know, is this the right? Same thing for us and what we're doing. Like some writers are good on their own, or just have someone to edit. Others need some time to schedule time to write together. I'm kind of one of those. So it's learning how we best work, right? Not to get frustrated with ourselves, but to work with that. And other people are that same way.
Yes. Everyone's created uniquely. Yeah. Some people need human interaction all the time. Some people need both. Some people need complete isolation. Mm-hmm. So in the workforce, it doesn't really foster those preferences. Mm-hmm. So that's why some people fail in the office. Mm-hmm. Sometimes too much interaction is a distraction, or sometimes they need interaction to focus. Yes. So there's so many factors and so many variables for success. It's exhausting.
Mm-hmm. It is, but how helpful it is to know that.
Yes.
And so for those of you out there who manage people or have a staff, we did something back when I was working at the church, and they have a secular one, and they also have a ministry one. And it's basically what you're, and I've mentioned this before. Oh no, I haven't mentioned it on this. This is when I was doing the live broadcasting. I talked a lot about personalities, the traits, the qualities. Yeah, so this one is called Living Your Strengths. And you take the test first, and then you read the book. So what was cool about it is it's for couples, for families, for staffs to basically say, oh, so you're type A, and I get the positive of that. No wonder things are organized in the home. And then you might look at me like, oh, she's got this creative side. No wonder she's like this and this and this. So we would wear our top 5, and you go, oh yeah, that's why our administrative assistant is so good at what she does. You know, because she's that, but we're so totally different. Mm-hmm. And you realize that's how we make this ship run or float or whatever, sail.
One of 3. She's A, B, or C.
The admin would say it's the one. So it's seeing what those qualities are and realizing that all together we make this work. Because I don't have the qualities they have, they don't have the qualities I have, and it's fascinating to see that. And if you paid money, it would give you, all 100.
Full diagnostic.
Yeah. But otherwise, it gives you your 5, and that's pretty much very telling.
A lot.
So when you know that about yourself too, it's helpful. Like, okay, so I know my top one is empathy, so I'm going to really care about what someone goes through, and I have to temper that. Am I going to cry about it and go so into it that I can't be of help to them? Or am I just going to know, okay, that's why I cry at commercials, and that's good and okay. and the book will tell you the positive side and the negative side, and what ministries you can do that would most fits with who you are, those personality traits. Yeah, your strengths, basically. So it is. It's really interesting. So it's really good for families. That's something that you guys choose to do, and you would kind of see what each person's strength is. And understanding them better.
Yeah, well, I have that luxury with my kiddos being home with me, because I get to see personality. One is very type A, one is very type B. My third one, I'm still discovering him. He's very interesting, but it's just interesting to see which one has mine, which one has my husband, because my husband and I are polar opposites.
You are.
Yeah, interesting. But he makes up for my weaknesses, which I do have a lot.
Well, I always think that he must be such. I just think couples in general that are successful and beautiful are that they're complementary of each other. So I always wonder. It's always my question is, do you have a lot in common to where you have those things you share, or are you so different that that's what attracts you and how you make up for the negatives, the weaknesses, and the strengths? I just wonder how that
If I can express my First Amendment rights and let you know what the key to success to a marriage is.
Yeah, would you guys like to know that?
Please. Just let me tell you, a lot of you may not agree with me.
Oh, okay.
But like the triangle, okay, we're at the bottom, and our focus is on God.
Yeah.
So if we put God's things first, simply put, everything else that's not important doesn't matter.
Right.
I'm certainly not perfect. I have so many falls, it's not even funny. My husband's not perfect either, but if our eyes are fixed on him, the author and perfecter of our faith, it's what we just celebrated 15 years. So,
Congratulations.
thank you. And it's because our focus is on him. That's the key.
Yeah.
Love, yes. Everything else, sure, that comes too. But when two totally different people from totally different backgrounds marry, the odds are against us and not in my favor. But because we put God first, that's why we've made it 15.
Yeah. No, I completely believe that. You have to be equally yoked. And that is the way you live your life, and what's the basis of it, the foundation, everything that you go through, you'll fall onto that.
Exactly.
The good times, the hard times. And I was telling a friend of mine, they're going through a divorce, and it just breaks my heart. Like, can't you make it work, really? Because they've gone through so much together. Like, you've made it through, you made it through that. Now enjoy each other. Oh, but we're so different. We got married so early, so young. But still, it can work. So I forgot what I was getting to at that. No. My own brain goes in a million directions. But it's something about just, oh, yes. And I told him, I said, I know every married couple I've talked to has said there's at least one time they go, that's it. This is it. That I'm not doing this anymore. Some issue is going on. And they made it through that. And it's like, what gets you through that is something beyond yourself.
Yes.
And it's outside of just me, myself, and what makes me happy. Because we see that falls apart in any organization, anything. That's why you have mission statements, and you have these goals, and you have people who believe in that to support it. Because you have differing, then where does it stand? And so you have those two people that this is it, this is important, this is what we stand on. And when one is falling, they lift them up, the other is falling, they lift them up. And that's the whole beauty of having another person, your partner in life. And I'm a big advocate for marriage. So many people I talk to, especially in my industry, are like, oh, not marriage, and I'm like, why not? What is it? Is it that non-committal, that non-trusting, that they're going to, do this and that, and just a way to save yourself and protect yourself? And all these little reasons aren't really working.
Right.
And for what we're really capable of. And I think more people are capable of a faithful marriage than what they think they can handle. And in a world where we're so independent, I can do this on my own, I don't need anybody else, then what's it all about, really?
Exactly. One of the key components that needs to be taken out of the formula, which is so hard, is meism. It's all about me. I need this and I need that. I want my career and I want this.
Right.
It's tough. Yeah. Being a woman today is incredibly tough because I think we're being asked outside of what we are meant to be. If that makes sense.
It does. I know that's an ongoing career, kids, husband, and and the varying parts of that. I want to be a mom that stays at home. I want to be respected. That's okay. Or I'm a mom that, in fact, there's a hysterical commercial about it. I'm a mom that wants to work. That should be okay. Don't judge me that I don't love my kids. So you've got so many differing. And we just don't know. We're not in anybody's shoes to know what's right for them. Like for you, you've chosen this curriculum. Someone else chooses a different one. Or homeschooling's not for them.
Exactly.
And to just understand how many differences there are. And that each child is so different. And they're doing the best they can to figure it out.
Yes.
For their well-being.
Again, the key is to agree with your spouse. That is the number one priority. My husband and I agreed for me to stay home and work from the home. I mean, this job is minimal. But we agree that that's our priority. And it's okay.
And to homeschool, too, is a job.
So unpaid. I don't get paid. That's okay.
Like, they pay you well.
Oh,
I'm like, how can they?
No. Hey. I'd be like, I'll start my own school. Come on.
Definitely.
No, but it's a sacrifice my husband and I chose to do together. Could we live in a 5-bedroom mansion if I worked full-time? Sure, why not? But that's not my choice. And everyone has their own choice. And if she chooses to live her life, then that's hers. That's fine. If it works for her family, that's great. That's the beauty of choice and freedom. We get to choose. This is what works for our family.
Yeah, I like how you say that. I'm very much like, you should really do this. You really should get a purse. You should.
Well, the shoe doesn't fit on every foot.
It doesn't. So, yeah. And too many times I'm like, gosh, I really judged on that or that. I've had those things happen to me.
Oh, it happens all the time.
Oh my. And it's crazy. So now I'm like, no, I'm not judging that word. No, I have a thought and opinion, but no, I'm throwing that out.
Wipe it away.
Absolutely. And one of the cool things I have found, in fact, I was going to post it because I just chuckled about it, is there have been a couple times where I'll see someone's personality and, you're just kind of quick to that's who they are and that's who they are. And even I'm a quirky person, so I hope people like me and not,
I liked you. We had a great conversation.
We did. But I have found that those people that I quickly thought, oh, okay, this or that about them, end up being some of my favorite people.
Exactly. If you judge a book by its cover.
Yeah. And so I was like, I kind of thought that was strange or this or that. And I'm like, but I really like this part of them. I'm like, I would choose to hang out with that person.
Definitely.
So it's kind of a neat, just don't judge it. Everyone's got a beautiful part to them that we would be, we would benefit from knowing who they are.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If we put prejudice aside and get to know that person, and know why. Why did I choose homeschooling? Why did I choose to stay at home and not be a career woman? We just didn't. Right. We want to honor God. I want to support my husband in his career. I want to be able to help my children and watch them grow. That's what we decide. Someone else could be like, oh, honey.
And have you had anyone kind of judge you on
all the time? Even family members. Yes. A particular family member said that I am not supporting my husband, and poor guy that he has to be the main bread maker. I'm like, honey, go get me the pig, I'll make you bacon. Mama, I want to support him that way. Right? He likes it, and it works for us.
Yeah.
So why not? Let them keep making fun of me. That's okay. We're not here to please people.
Yeah. That's absolutely right. It's your unit. You know what works. This is your way of saying I support you and you and you and you, and me because I'm fulfilling what I'm called to do. That's it. That's the bottom line.
Exactly. I believe that what is I am called to do is to be a wife to my husband, and always suitable for him, and a mama to my 3 little ducklings that just challenge me in so many ways.
Sure they do. Little ducklings. It's so sweet. So as you say, you're supporting your husband. I like that because it's not just, you're not supporting him by making money, but you're supporting him. Can you explain how that is? Other than obviously nurturing your guys' children.
Right.
To love him and to respect him and to be intelligent, growing, nurturing children that you're spending most of your day doing. But probably, I'm sorry, I'm answering your question.
No, that's okay.
You did my
job.
I'm just trying to guess like that, and that you are complete in who you are. He comes home and you are there for him.
Yes, that's
You're not
really
like,
important.
I'm coming home late, or pick up some fast food, honey. But you are there for him. Probably you've dealt with a lot of stresses during the day, but you're also like, okay, my husband's coming home. It's not for him to take on. But you might also be sharing in that this happened with so-and-so, and this is what we're working on. And so now he gets to be in a part of how it's going for them. Not just, hey, hands off, I don't know what's going on during the day, but you probably inform him,
Definitely.
supports you in that. Total guess, but please.
Yeah, no, definitely. Like today, generally schooling, I put the hat on and let him just do what he needs to do. He has a very demanding job. But today was so sweet. I just said, hey, babe, can you just help our son with math? No problem. 5 minutes, my son finishes math. I'm like, wow, this is awesome sauce. I just let him volunteer what he wants to do. I don't want to be,
honey, we signed up for this together.
Here's a list. Check, 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 check. Because he doesn't operate that way. I have failed. I have done the list. I have said, hey, do this and do that. I have been demanding. But that, I've noticed, put extra pressure on my husband. So his schedule varies. So I want to make sure, and I know it's very 1950s, but I want to have his clothes clean and ironed, ready to go, his lunch or dinner ready to go for him to take. I want him to come home to a clean home so that he can just sit and go, I'm done today. Am I perfect? Oh no. Sometimes the kids are screaming their heads off, and I'm like, oh no, I have failed drastically. Sometimes I'm like, I can't take this anymore. So another crying, I'm sorry. Yes. But my goal for my husband is to come home and be, okay, I can, start my second half of the day. Being a husband too is very demanding. Sure. So I want to lift the household burdens off of his shoulder so that he doesn't have to worry about, man, I gotta do the dishes.
Right.
Or
my wife's going to be nagging on me.
Exactly.
That I wasn't home all day. It's like, you get what he does. He gets what you do. So he comes home and you're crying on him. Like, it's not like you do it every time.
Right.
So he's like, she really needs some support today. Honey,
here's your coffee.
I'll take the kids for a walk. Just enjoy a little downtime. So that's the support.
Yeah, we support each other, and it's cyclical. So when I have a bad day, thankfully he doesn't. Or sometimes we do together, and it's like, what do we do? But we work on it together.
Exactly.
And we're not perfect. We do fight too. But he's my life partner. I want to make sure that I support him and help him succeed. That to me is success for myself.
Yeah.
So,
absolutely.
Again, very anti this world.
It's not. I think a lot of people believe this, but the louder, cranky voice is what we hear, and like, this is the way. You've got to do this, and you've got to be the woman that can do everything. Because
Superwoman.
Nothing that, just a crazy woman, really, of just, we've got to prove, we've got to do things that even we don't want to do just because we're part of some movement, and doing things that are driving us crazy or stressing us out, whichever way that might be.
Exactly.
But just that it's not about that. To find the depth within yourself. Like I was talking with my friend yesterday, and just he's like, some people are not married, and they're,
that's okay.
The life they have, they're happy being that way, and people are meant to be married, some people are meant to be religious, and just how different each individual is. Sorry, Misty, just hang on. I realize that I hadn't taken her out yet. It's because my day was so off. Well, no, she's fine right now, but I normally walk her to church and back most days, and today I was like, I'm sleeping in. So it throws off. So as a mom,
Schedule.
See, I learn too, right?
Yes.
Yeah, if there's a mom, I mean, it's a 10-minute, 5 minutes there, 5 minutes back, but at least it was a start to the day. I'll be taking it later, but animals
like kids need
the schedule and getting out and the exercise. And so when she does this, and I get mad, like, gosh, she's really annoying, and I realize bad on me. Because I haven't gotten her out yet, and I should have planned that.
That's the other beauty of parenting.
Yeah.
Analyzing why they just go bonkers.
Right.
There's a reason to everything.
There is. Do you always figure it out?
I don't always figure it out. And I, again, fail desperately.
And I so appreciate you saying that because, we don't want it to be like, oh, this is perfect, and you want perfect kids. This is the way to do it, and it's easy. It's like, no, none of it's easy. And so I appreciate knowing, like, these are the hard parts, these are the good parts, and does this work for me? Misty, stop your groaning, please. And to go into something saying, I know that these are going to be challenges, but the challenges are going to be with whatever.
You're always, and this is what I'm trying to instill and drill in my children. Mm-hmm. You will always encounter a challenge.
Yeah.
How you respond to it will determine your success.
Right.
So if you have a challenge, let's say an algebraic equation, and you know it's a paper's worth of formula to figure out one problem, been there, done that.
Oh my God.
How you respond to that.
Yes.
Okay, am I going to cry? Am I going to whine? Am I going to scream? Or am I just going to sit there, pull my hair up in a bun, grab my pencil, and attack it step by step?
Good. That's a good analogy, too. I mean, obviously that's literal, but really...
We're not in algebra yet. Not quite.
But just in life, like...
Yes.
What
are you going to do?
Right.
How are you going to respond?
Right.
Are you going to cry or whine? I just had this conversation with my middle child.
We did.
Are we going to cry or whine, or are we just going to put our big girl pants on and try to figure it out calmly?
Yes. Good. So important because I think in so many ways with some of the extracurricular activities that are going on and just a new way of thinking that I question and I see the downfall of let's just pave the way for our children and let's not have a teacher who gets mad at my students and let's make sure we have awards for everybody involved. It's like, what are we doing versus this? It's going to be tough sometimes. How do we mutter through that? Mm-hmm. So I think it's something that we all can learn from of how to just let them go through the difficulty to show themselves they can make it through.
Yes.
And they will be better off, more fully developed and mature when those situations come up and they don't have you around.
That's the plan.
Because
we'll see.
Well, I
Check up in 10 years.
Definitely, I think so. Otherwise, they're like, well, my mom always figured this out for me, or my dad always paid it off, or it's like we've got to. I learned the hard way, so I just feel like I see some of the younger generation of like not having those things, and it's a detriment. They might think that it's helping them out, but it's really not. It's setting them up for failure for when things do go wrong.
Yes, and I always tell them when you're at the workforce and you have a boss over you, is your boss going to sit there and try to lull you to calm down while you're throwing a temper tantrum? Right. No, he's going to give you the pink slip and say goodbye. And then there's consequences. You could be homeless, you could be starving, you could be kicked out. There's consequences to every type of behavior. Right. Do you want the positive consequences or do you want the negative consequences? So, and I always tell them, I'm trying to instill these behaviors and habits now so that when you're older, it's not as stressful. Right. You've built those good habits as a child. So okay, you wake up, first thing, brush your teeth, comb your hair, get dressed. Right. That's a habit. Your brain's on autopilot. You don't have to think about it. You just automatically do it. So if I instill these automatic behaviors or try, then, it will be automatic. Okay, I have a challenge. What do I do first? Calm down, figure it out, break it down, breathe, break it down step by step. Again, I don't know if it's going to succeed.
Well, you sound like a psychologist.
I'm not. No. I'm not.
I'm saying that because I think you have that innate gift, and that's probably aiding you with raising your kids. Or you've learned it along the way.
Oh, definitely. And I read a lot. You see me anytime, any free time. I'm like, I have to read.
Perfect.
I think we are going to be students for the rest of our lives, whether we have a degree, don't have a degree. in the process of getting one. I want to keep my own noggin working.
Yeah.
It's just, I'm curious, George.
I think it's really good, and you're a good example for that. And so did you always have that in mind when you were having kids? I think you're going to homeschool.
No. I made fun of the mom. See,
you did.
When you said that judgment, I was laughing.
Say sorry to the people now.
I'm so sorry. I used to say the homeschooling mamas are insane. I will never do that.
That's hysterical.
Yes, and look at me now. I'm a big-time homeschooling mama.
So you were young, obviously having your kids, and were you like, okay, we'll go through school like they all do?
Definitely.
And what were some of the struggles you had as a young parent?
Oh, not sleeping.
I
mean, let's get real.
Sure.
I was young, inexperienced. I just quit my job, so that was hard.
To have the kids?
Yeah, to stay home and be with the kids. It was such a challenge. I'm like, this is what I signed up for.
And you liked your work?
Loved my work.
What was it?
I worked for a charity, so I was an admin assistant.
Oh, good.
Yeah, and I just loved it. It was fun. I love paperwork. I love writing papers. I love
You're awesome.
trying to be liaison for branches within the company. Like when you said HR, I've worked with HR. You know, I love that.
Yeah, we had an admin to take care of the paperwork
Exactly.
stuff. I mean, I still had to do some stuff, but I couldn't stand that stuff. Let me be in front of people training, and I'm happy all day.
I needed both. I needed to be with people, which is what my position offered, and paperwork, which was just ideal. So I love my job. I was pregnant. I delivered my daughter, who just wouldn't.
Oh,
so
colic? Was it colic?
No, she was just crying.
Yeah. She's not in the womb anymore.
I
get it.
Yeah. And it was a hard adjustment.
Sure.
And then 3 months later, I got pregnant again.
And she's still crying.
So I have a 3-4-month-old, and I'm newly pregnant again.
Wow. That's beautiful. I see that, but I know. Crazy for them.
Zombie.
Oh, I bet.
But I wouldn't trade it. I would do it again.
Wow.
I love my kids, and I love staying home.
Yeah.
So I went from career woman and that drastic change to staying at home.
And how to not get depressed or bitter or take it out on your husband or whatever. Compare with other women. I mean, how to not go through any of that.
Well, I did go through some bitterness. You know, to be honest, it's easier to go to work. Go work, come home.
That's what I hear.
Shut it off, and you're done.
Yeah.
But this is 24/7, 365, sometimes in a quarter. Leap year. I actually, just for fun, gave a Trader Joe's clerk my job description at home. I said I'm on call 24/7. I have to drive this person around all the time.
Right.
I have to cook, and I have to clean, and I have to help them prepare paperwork. And I'm like, I don't get paid. And they're like, what's wrong with you? I'm a stay-at-home mom. Oh, I'm so sorry, they said. I didn't mean to say that. But I just wanted to see how my job description, what a kind of reaction some random person would have.
Right.
It was really interesting.
That is. I love how you set them up.
Oh yeah, and I said I'm a nurse too, just for fun. Because I do, when they have a boo-boo, I gotta clean it up and give them a Band-Aid.
Sure.
Kind of nurse-ish.
I love that. I know, I was telling my friend yesterday, he was asking how the acting's going, and I tell him, I forgot what we were going at, but just like the questioning it and the work behind it. I said, yeah, it's great when I'm on set. It's all the things you have to do to even get a job. You're auditioning, you're submitting before you even get auditions. You know, you're trying to network, you're this and that. So by the time you actually get one and you're on set, yeah, that's fabulous.
Right.
But although you might be on set and wait for 6 hours to be used for an hour, I love that 1 hour. And
that's a fun hour.
Yeah, and luckily, like this woman I had interviewed last week, she was someone I met on set, so I wouldn't have met her if I hadn't been waiting. But all that to say of just the parts about the job that are hard. And sure, people might see on Facebook like, oh, you're having so much fun, so much success. I'm quick to say, oh, no, don't think it's all fun.
What's behind the green screen?
Right, exactly. And I just like to be real. Like, no, it's tough, but you don't want to be putting like, okay, I didn't hear back from another audition. Okay, like, who wants to read about that? Or every time I go on an audition, it's like everyone's not writing, "Hey, I'm going to work today." You know, it's like,
well, some do. Tweet it. Hi, I'm going to take my nap in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Don't call me.
Yeah, right. That would be smart to do. I'm filming. Don't come to the door.
Tweet it, Facebook it, Instagram it. I don't know what else other social media is out there.
Yeah.
Can you tell? I hide under the rock. Under the social media rock.
Right. And in other words, you mean like away from it, or using it?
I'm one of those. You know, if you don't want to call me, you don't want to talk to me.
I prefer a phone call. Definitely.
Phone call, face to face.
Absolutely.
You know, I love that. Yeah. While social media is great, and I think it's wonderful, and it's been beneficial. Yeah. I benefit from Googling. By researching, because I research a lot. But, you know, there's some things need to remain old school.
Absolutely.
And, you know, interaction is certainly old school. Yeah. I like it. It works for me. Yeah. It may not work for Bob or Susie next door.
Right. You're right. I like how you say that a lot. Like, this works for me. It might be different for other people.
That's the name of the game.
Yeah. Yeah.
Again, the shoe doesn't fit on every foot.
I know. Huh?
I may be a certain size, but good grief, it may not fit.
That's so true.
It may be hot today. So my foot won't fit in the shoe.
No, it fits differently on different days.
You know?
Sometimes you need a sock, other times not.
Sometimes put it in cold water. Immerse it in cold water to reduce the swelling.
Yes, so it's a good metaphor. Just we can't think that everything that we do works for everybody else. So that was kind of some of the challenges you dealt with then as a new mom and the transition. And I think probably a lot of people can either relate to that or be forewarned of how difficult it is to go through.
Yeah, and every experience is different. So some people go through postpartum, some don't.
Yeah.
So
that seems very real and scary.
Yeah.
And common.
It is common, but again, here's the challenge. How are you going to respond? Right. How are you going to take care of it? How are you going to break it down? That's the key.
Yeah. Yeah. Misty, no, in your pillow. She doesn't usually do that, so she's probably stressing, but no, it's not that at all. You know that. She just needs to be patient, and we'll get there. So those are some of the challenges. Did you know that you wanted a few kids, or how did you?
My initial plan was 6.
Wow.
My mom laughed at me and said, "Ha ha ha, just have one." But 1 and 2 came so quickly.
Yeah, you
that
couldn't think about it.
Yeah, you know. And then we just tried one more, and we looked at each other, and I actually wanted to adopt. I wanted to adopt a sibling pair.
Oh, nice.
But my husband said, you know, 3 is what we can handle, and 3 I am happy with. Okay. So it took me a while to come to terms with that, but now I look at him, I'm like, thank you. Thank you so much. I thank you for his wisdom and thought process behind it, because for me, when it comes to kids, I'm very emotional. So I'm like, I just want to be mother hen and, you know,
have more.
And not have more, but adopt.
Sure.
So, you know, my husband comes first, and I need to honor that wisdom, and I'm so thankful I did, because it just would have been a household divided, and I don't want to do that.
That's very wise. So not only is it you've picked a good man who you knew was going to be wise and really think things through, not just, look, honey, I'm working hard, and he's not that kind of person. And you're the person that was like, oh, I want this, but this is what is right for him. I need to go with this and not be a little bitter, you know, but I want her. You went with that, and you realized that really was the best thing for your family. So that's important to see. It takes 2 good, strong, healthy people working together, and the blessing that comes with that.
You just said the key word, together.
Yeah. And sometimes people might forget that. You know, you're in a marriage or a relationship.
It's a 2-way street, a 2-way compromise. You're always going to compromise. On every decision, both parties will compromise. Yeah. It's not always going to be about, you know, how I want it, when I want it.
Yeah.
That's
the beauty of it.
Yeah.
If we remember why we got into a relationship, it's to have that companionship, to be there for that person, to appreciate them being there for us. So it's important to kind of go back to the roots of it.
Exactly. Why did you marry this person? You were in love? Of course you were in love, but it's deeper than just love, because love, when you're cranky at 5 a.m. in the morning when your baby did not sleep, it's not going to help you out.
Right. That's not enough.
No, I've experienced it 3 times in a row. So.
And were you guys from here? Did you live here the whole time in LA?
Well, I married and moved down to LA.
Oh, okay.
My husband grew up in LA.
Oh, okay. You were not from here, though. Oh, where were you from?
Up north in California.
Okay. Okay. Family's still there.
Still there.
Okay.
Yeah. So coming from a small town, moving to a big town like Los Angeles, it was a huge adjustment.
And that was as you were getting married.
As I was getting married, planning my wedding.
Wow. So you didn't know LA before that?
Not at all.
He would visit you up there?
He would visit. I mean, I would come here on a weekend, but what can you learn on a weekend when all my focus is on the love of my life?
Right.
You know, it's like, what Hollywood sign?
What traffic?
What traffic? I had no idea.
Oh, boy.
Then I put the ring on my finger, or he did actually, and I'm driving, going to work. I'm like, oh my goodness. Traffic.
Yes.
Tests my
It does. Absolutely.
Anger.
Right.
How do I respond?
Yeah, there you go. I can handle all these other things, but not traffic. So that that was preparing you for children.
You know, funny that you say.
The change and not knowing.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I grew up very spoiled.
That's what I was going to ask. How many siblings you have? If your upbringing allowed you to now have this to offer your family.
Sure. I have an older brother and a younger sister, so I am the middle child, and I love it, actually. Oh, yeah. Oh, I milk it. I always. The joke on the street is I'm the favorite.
That's so good.
And so my mom kind of plays along. So it's kind of fun. But I know as a mama, it's hard. You can't have a favorite. They're all, please don't do it. It's so
yeah. It's just not fair. Misty, in your pillow now. In your pillow. Quiet.
My mom was a stay-at-home mom, and so I appreciated that, and I saw how amazing it was. And, I wanted to try to do the same for my kids.
So you did that example.
I did. She was a great example. She, was there for my dad, and I saw that man had been married for over 40 years. It's unheard of now.
It's hard.
So I had a great example.
Good. And not to say that we have to have that example to be successful. Sometimes it works like, I don't want that. I know I want something else. Or we choose mentors that, I like that. And that's what I try and do, is really soak up all the good, positive marriages or relationships. I just, I want to look at that. So many times people are like, this is what I see and I don't like, and this is all that it is. They all end in divorce. I'm like, no. I'm like, most of my friends, pretty much most of my friends are happily married. Or if they went through a divorce, they're like really healed over that and they want to be in a relationship. So it's all perspective and who you surround yourself with.
Yes. It's multifaceted.
It is.
And my husband grew up in a single parent home.
Okay.
So again, vastly different backgrounds that he
and you're together.
And we're together.
Yeah,
and this is what we agreed to.
Right. Yeah. And that's why when people are like, what a child's life going to be when they are born into poverty and this. I'm like, you don't know how amazing they can be.
Exactly.
What, you're just going to ship them off or say that life is not worth it? Like, you have no idea.
Exactly.
How strong they can become.
Exactly. I think if children are encountered with difficulty, it just gives them that edge.
Yes.
To fight harder. I mean, if you look at these success stories, Olympians, athletes,
I love those.
All these people, they've come from difficult backgrounds, but that's what shaped them to be who they are today. Yes. If everything's handed to you on a Tiffany silver platter,
I know, it's like, she chose a brand name too.
I know. Then you're going to think that you don't have to fight for anything. Right. It's just going to be handed to you all the time. That job promotion should just be handed to you.
Right.
Instead
they don't know how to fight for it.
Exactly. But again, I was handed everything on the platter, but I had to learn that I need to work to attain a certain goal or objective. So things can change. Or someone who's underprivileged may not want to fight anymore. So it has to do with your own personality and your own characteristics. How are you willing to apply with what you've been given?
Right. Or sometimes I know a couple of examples of people, I do my psychoanalyzing on my own, but they grew up with very little, and so I see them now overachieving, wanting so much, wanting riches and this, and I look back at where they came from, like you're overcompensating because of that fear of not having anything, or that experience of not having anything. Even just myself, why am I so frugal with this, or can't waste any of that. It's like we were kind of struggling a little bit financially when I was young, so you learn those things. So as an adult, to try to be not of that mentality of poverty. No, it's not poverty. It's just being careful, being a good steward. But it's all kind of reflecting back to where we came from, what we experienced, really developed us in some way. Are we trying to overcompensate? Are we striving for things that really we don't need, and it's just stressing us out? Or is a lifestyle that's not really fulfilling? Or is it good because we want to be successful? So now we've got the lower
partners.
Yes.
More background music.
No. All the little distractions, the dog, the person there, and now that.
It's a part of life.
It is.
Your life is full of distractions. And not to bring it back to homeschooling, but this is why we study history. To learn from past experiences, to apply it to, the future or the present.
Right.
So your history kind of shapes and could form your future, or you can choose to change it.
Absolutely. Yeah, I like that a lot. And as these things happen on this wonderful Be My Guest show, I always just hope that people appreciate the realness of it. So it's not a Channel 4,
newscast.
But we have.
I didn't know makeup artist. This is a real deal.
Fine job. Let me tell you.
No, that's not what I meant. I'm just saying, I'm not a Barbie doll on the newscast. Showing the news.
Yeah, right. No, it's real, and it's conversation, and it's learning the good and the bad. And sharing that, and that's why I do the show, is because here's a fascinating person who has so much to share. People want to learn from one another, know the realities, the hardships, and maybe be inspired by that is a good way of doing it. Maybe not for themselves, like, I don't have young children to be teaching, but now I have an understanding of what those parents are going through. Or I totally relate to being judged because of this and that. So now we've connected in that way. I know last night as I was crying with these songs and these videos, it was like, how can I connect with so many of these things? And it's amazing. They write the songs to their own experience probably, or close to it, and they can touch so many hearts through that song or that video. And that's why there are 24 million views on a video. It's amazing.
It is. I can see why empathy is number 1 on your list. It's all over your vocabulary. What you use it is empathy.
Psychologist, I'm telling you.
No, not psychologist. I'm just analytical.
Good.
Analytical. I love to analyze things.
Yeah, I like that as well. Kind of figuring how things work and why. And
life is a puzzle.
It is.
What pieces fit, what don't.
Right. And how did you meet your husband?
Oh, funny story. I'll give you the quick version. My husband will give you the long, flowery version.
I love that.
We were at church camp, and I guess my husband saw me first. I wasn't noticing. I was wanting to learn more about the Bible, so it just didn't matter. But he approached me, and I was not interested at all. I was like, ooh, why? That's not what I'm here for. But at that time, email, AOL just came out, dial up. You stick in the phone cord and you hear it dial and wait.
Yes, oh my God, I totally forgot about that.
So long ago. He asked for my phone number, and I said, well, my dad doesn't allow me, thankfully, that's the truth. I said, here's my email. I just started an email address. He goes, okay. So, and I was from Northern California, and he's from here. So he told me that he put the email address in his pocket, in his jean pocket. And he'd just gotten off a broken engagement. So he was just not, he said, this is the last straw. If not, I'm just going to be a single guy. So,
wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. So, you know, a couple months later, you know, hopefully wash a pair of jeans, right?
I hope so, yes.
He did. He told me. He put the jeans back on and he was praying. He goes, God, if you want me to be a married man, can you just help me, guide me to the right way?
Yeah.
He goes, and all of a sudden I put my hand in my pocket.
Ooh, that gave me chills.
Found out this little crumpled piece of paper.
That still had the numbers on it.
Still had my email
or the
address.
email.
And he goes, this is it.
Oh.
So he emailed me. I'm like, this guy's weird. Why are you emailing me? I don't know why, but I emailed him back. And so we had this email communication going on, and then there was more camps. So we went and saw each other, and he goes, look, I'm not going to waste time. I love you, and I think you are the woman for me, so why not? I'm like, what? Can I sit on it for a minute? But a month later, we still had our relationship and talking over the phone. Good grief, we racked up so many minutes.
Wow.
Thank God for nights and weekends free from whatever telephone service we had back in the days. I said, you know what, I can see myself being married to you. So he put a ring on my finger, and 6 months later we got married, and we've been married for 15 years. And I wouldn't trade anything to what I'm blessed with. I have a great husband and great kids, and we all fall short, fall apart, but
absolutely,
we just did. Like I said, we wrapped up the school year, right? But you don't know what happened behind the scenes.
No, we don't.
Like, you know, crunching my numbers and grading papers. I'm like, I'm so tired, but I'm done. I get to, you know.
Oh, good. Any plans for the summer?
We're going up north to visit my family.
Oh, good.
Yes, and that'll be
for a while.
fun. Just for a week.
Okay.
Yeah, that's that.
Oh, that's good enough.
Truth be told.
Probably many people can relate to that.
But I love them.
Sure, of course.
In doses.
Of course. So good. Good that.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah. And so far so good with the weather. So the kids have been enjoying the pool.
Yes. I do the toe test. If my toe's too cold, that means I'm reading my book.
I like that. A backup plan.
Backup plan. Yeah. And ironically, I used to be a swimmer. So
nice.
It's sad that I'm like, oh no, that's too cold. Those 5 a.m. morning practices, it didn't matter if it was 30 degrees outside. You had to get in, and it felt like needles into that warm water.
Yeah.
But
you're allowed to retire from that.
I'm so retired. But I do miss it.
Yeah.
I miss the swimming. I miss the flip turns. I miss the strokes and part of the team where you can go individually. I hope one of my kids, actually 2 out of 3 of my kids are natural swimmers. So I don't know.
Cool to be a part of that.
Yeah. Well, my son's so not interested in sports. He loves to swim. He's been swimming since he was 3. But organized sports, he's like, no, Mama.
What's more his
freedom? He just wants freedom.
Yeah.
Swim, Mama, let me swim for hours. Which is fine, you know, as long as he does his homework.
Yeah.
And he learns his lessons.
Yeah.
Why not? Extracurricular, hence extracurricular. It doesn't have to be organized sport. Yeah. That's another thing too. Don't force your kids to do extracurriculars that they don't want to. Like, for instance, let's take piano. Great to know piano.
Yep.
But if your child is just, you have to know.
Right. Yeah. I know I met one, I think it was my kid. So I have a lot of husbands and kids on set, and I remember just, making some conversation like, oh, what activities, what's your sport? Or I said something like that. I said, no, I don't like sports. And my first thing was like,
what's wrong with you?
But then my immediate next was like, do you play an instrument? And yeah, you play like 3 instruments. I'm like, that's awesome. So, I might have gone that route of like, I really like athletics and I like that. Do I wish I played the piano? Yeah, it's still on my to-do list. Learn on
Me too.
Yeah, is it? The keyboard. Yeah. I
Yeah.
actually was thinking today, I'm like, I should ask my friend to teach me a little bit if I can get my keyboard back. But anyway, all that to say is just appreciating how each individual, each child has their own interests and to develop that. And then, of course, you know, I meet the moms of the kids that they place me with, and I'm just so enamored with how their life really is very difficult to really revolves around taking their kids to auditions and gigs, and it's a whole life for them.
You can't imagine.
And I think my parents had allowed that, you know, because I knew from when I can remembering that this was for me. But if you don't have the family that gets it and encourages it and takes you, I mean, I did one theater camp and that was it. And I knew what I wanted to do, but I wasn't one of those kids like, look, you need to take me to be an actor. Like, you know, I just needed them to kind of understand it.
You wanted to go to school.
Well, school was the start, yeah. But I also wanted to be a singer-actress ever since I can remember.
But look at you now. This is exactly what you're doing.
Yeah. It just took, you know, after a few careers and after, but yeah, so it's never too late.
Exactly.
You can do whatever it is. And there are some things I still look back and I'm like, gosh, if I had done more of this, that looks amazing. And is that something I should strive for now, or just be happy enough with what I'm doing? And I think that's kind of something that we might all kind of battle at times of, do I want to be doing something else because I like what this other person's doing, or do I continue because what I'm doing is good for me, and then let those other things go? Or bring some things into our lives that maybe we thought we couldn't, and know that, yeah, we can. It'll take work and a lot of, you know, determination, but I can make that happen too. So I think we stop ourselves in so many ways, and just even the writing, like, oh, I would have written 5 children's books by now. You know, if I hadn't stopped myself, or how do you even get published, and how this, well, I thought and I thought the same thing with acting. How do I even get started? Well, you find your way if that's what you're meant to do. And it takes a lot of work.
It does.
But you have to stick with it and just, you know, one step at a time, really. Probably with anything, the homeschooling, I think marriage.
Yes, every decision you make, you have to think about it.
Yeah.
Is it worth the sacrifice? Do I want to sacrifice? Do I want to spend the time to do what I'm planning to do? Who is going to be involved and who's going to be impacted? Right. That's another key one that a lot of people don't factor in.
Sure.
So if I decided, you know, I'm not going to do this anymore, I'm going to impact 4 other people immediately. Absolutely. And who knows who else I'm going to impact after that. Right. So that's keeping me in line. Is every decision, every word, everything I do, I have 3 sets of ears listening to me all the time.
Right.
So,
and people are watching others as well too. I think of how all of our decisions impact one another. Again, this whole independence thing that I struggle with in the society is, no, you're not just individual deciding for yourself what's right for you. Like what you are deciding to do, other people are going to be influenced by that.
Yes.
Either let down or inspired and encouraged.
Exactly.
And that's how we are connected, and that's where our responsibility lies, is for one another. So if we always remember that number one, that we're not alone in what we're going through, and number 2, that people will learn from this and experience something from it as well, that we want to be a positive influence upon others.
Right, look at Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. One individual has made a huge ripple in the world. I am thankful for what he's done. You know, and he's a historical figure. Susan B. Anthony, you know, all these individuals that have gone out of their comfort zones to make the impact.
It's their lives.
It's their lives. Yes, they're big impacts, but us people behind the scenes, you know, we make impacts too that are not as visual, you know, out there. But that impact and that decision affects more people, and it's just like a domino effect. You just push it just a little bit, the whole thing goes down. So do I want to push everything down and out of my way to accomplish what I want to?
And would you get what you want in the end?
And will it be satisfactory?
Yeah.
I don't know. Right now, I'm just taking it.
Yes, and that's it. That's all we can do.
That's all I can do at night when they're all sleeping, looking so angelic. I'm like,
that's the fruit you were talking about.
That's the fruit I'm talking about. It's that nighttime.
Quiet child.
Yes, all that training for them to sleep at a certain bedtime, it works.
Oh, right, exactly.
It works, and I have that time, either if it's with my husband when he's home or not, then I can pick up another book or zonk out myself.
Right.
Because I think that happens more.
Not your plan, but
not my plan, but
your own discipline.
I'm like, oh, it's 7 a.m. already. Oh my goodness, where did the night go?
Wow.
I'm sleeping. You know, I just wake up.
It's so exhausting too to do it all.
It is, but
enjoyable.
Enjoyable, and it's what I'm called to do. So why not? I'm
Exactly.
just gonna put my best foot forward and pray that they turn out.
Turn out okay. So, and if you were, well, probably you'll have this opportunity in the summertime, but if you didn't have responsibilities right now, no child is asking anything of you, your husband doesn't need anything, what would you be doing? What would be enjoyable for you to do?
Reading.
And you get to
I'm
do
very
it.
quiet, and I get to do it.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah, it doesn't take very much to make me happy.
Nice.
Shopping. Hey, what girl doesn't? Well, I've heard some girls don't like shopping. Oh no! How funny!
Stand it. I went yesterday to kind of replace a couple shoes. Went to DSW. I'm like, all right, quick, where are they?
I'm like, can I stay here for an extra hour?
No, it was kind of like a little something for me, like, because you need to get some things from time to time, but it's not something I enjoy spending money, finding things. You have to really be in the mood. But anyway, so you enjoy that.
Yeah, reading, especially reading. It's just because there's noise in the house.
I bet.
A lot. More than I think I signed up for. And when it's quiet, it's beautiful.
And I try to enjoy when sometimes I come home like, it's so quiet. And almost like it bothers me. I know. And I know better than like, because I have a couple friends who have 6 children.
Wow.
And that's not a quiet life, you know. No. They're getting older, but and I've just learned through other friends just to enjoy the lifestyle I have. Would I love to have the husband, kids? Yeah, I really would. Am I accustomed to that? No, I'm used to my quiet and my pets and my schedule. So I just know wherever we're at in our lives that to enjoy that.
Yes,
and
that's
yet,
very important.
And yet I would be willing, like, okay, Lord, if you call me to having children, I need to pull out of acting and, that's it. That's what I would do if that's what His will is for me.
Exactly.
And you'll know that. You know when
definitely.
You're like fighting against, like, this is what I want, or this is falling into place. And so I know that, because my friend was saying, what goals do you have? Because I said, I struggle with goals because, especially in the industry, like, you've got to set your goals and where are you going to, how are you going to get those awards and this and that. And yeah, that would be lovely and to have some great roles in some really neat films and work with amazing people. I mean, that's kind of my goal. It's kind of a loosey-goosey, kind of enjoying but doing well. But I said, but I don't know at what point it would change. Oh, I think he said, how long do you think you'll be in LA? Could be 6 months, 2 years, 25, 80. I have no idea. Well, 80 would be old. I'd be pretty old.
Don't worry, I'll push you in the wheelchair.
But just that not knowing can be. Oh, great! Now that's my God-minute alarm clock. Of course. So it'll turn off in a second.
Hey, no, that's okay. I didn't even notice until you.
Oh, I
must be partially deaf.
I think it's way over there, but anyway, I can hear it. So all that to say, what was I trying to get at? Loose goals. Trying to do well what you do, but not. Oh yeah, the not knowing what's ahead, the not knowing what our future holds, can be twofold. I have some days I'm like, cool, fun, fine. It's in God's hands. I don't have to worry. And other days I'm like, what is it all about? Where am I going? Da, da, da. So it's so funny how different of a feeling that is. Of course, the one being accurate and feeling much better, and the other days where I feel like I'm taking that control on. I'm letting the worries and fears and doubts, everything come into taking over. And so it's trying to find back to, okay, make some goals to keep yourself going, do the things you enjoy, know what you're called to, and when you are doing that, you have that sense. When I do get that audition, I'm like, yeah, this is what I'm supposed to do. You go in, whether I get it or not, it's like, that was where I'm supposed to be. And then, of course, if you get it, like, cool, yay. Thank you for that.
South party.
But my lifestyle, your lifestyle, also very different, and yet how similar they are too.
Definitely. Many things could be applied to different lifestyles. You just need to figure out what it is.
To take it in stride, to do the best we can,
Exactly.
and to not worry, and to work in cooperation with others, whether it's a spouse or just colleagues or just
child, and be okay with where you're at.
Yes, absolutely.
That's the key. If you're a stay-at-home mama, be okay with it. When you get spit up on for the 50th time and it becomes your perfume.
Ew.
I know, it sounds so
It
gross.
becomes your perfume.
Oh, I'm like,
no.
this again? You know, then
and as they're growing up, that pride you have in your child, that someone else who doesn't have a child wouldn't know that.
But
beautiful feeling.
But then I can't empathize with the woman who's fulfilled every dream that she's had, like you. Like, you wanted to be an actress, so you fulfilled that career. So just by being unique in that sense, and every person having their own individual lifestyle, it's fun, it's diverse, it's interesting. Like, we're friends, but we're totally different.
I love that.
Me too.
Yeah. And I know you're so super busy with all these things we've talked about, so I really appreciate you taking the time.
Oh, hey, this was actually more fun than
I told you.
I had my doubts. Why did she ask me? I am the least interesting person out in the world.
Isn't she totally
plain
interesting?
Jane? No, I'm so plain Jane.
It's real and it's fascinating, especially for someone who's like, homeschool, I never thought of that, or why is that cool? Or someone that might have learned something for their own relationship of, okay, I've been fighting with my husband or my wife. What is something I'm learning from this right now? So I really think that.
You need to love them. We all have our faults. Just do your best to love your spouse and be okay with mistakes, because they happen all the time.
Exactly. Yeah. And that we would be easy on ourselves and one another for that.
Yes, just be forgiving and just love.
Yeah.
Even when you don't feel like it.
Yeah, it's a decision, not a feeling.
Exactly. It is a decision. Do I decide to love my husband today even though he was cranky? Yes, I do. Me too. Am I cranky? Have I actually spoken back? Of course. Responded back in anger many times.
Very human.
Very human. But it doesn't mean we don't love each other, and it doesn't mean that we don't sacrifice for each other.
Right. And that commitment is the beautiful part of the marriage that I was mentioning. People are anti-marriage or what have you, that what is it that we are afraid to do?
Exactly.
It's not a paper. It's much deeper than that. And I think people know that, but don't want to see it for the depth of what it really is.
Right.
It's that we're going to stick through it. And we're going to be together.
And hold hands through it. If you can. Metaphorically and literally speaking. Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah. So a lot to learn for ourselves. It just, and as you said, to be a constant student. I think that's what life is about. Till our very last day. We're not going to be at a place of, oh, I've already learned all my lessons. Or I'm good. I'm like top echelon now. It's that we're constantly going to be challenged and finding maybe new paths too.
Exactly. I'm not going to be a stay-at-home mama forever.
Right. And then the transition of that.
The transition of empty nesting.
Yeah.
How do I help my husband, through empty nesting too? So there's many chapters in our lives that just are undefined. Yeah. That's okay. Yeah. Go with the flow.
Exactly. Yeah. Oh, I love that. Thank you so much. Thanks
you.
for being
this
my
guest.
This is. See? I love that.
Not so bad.
Converting someone who doesn't like the camera.
Not at all. I haven't seen myself, so
it's going to be
we'll
great.
just keep it that way.
And I do very much always, I'm amazed when I meet someone who's like, oh, I like the behind the scenes.
Yes,
I like
that's
to
me.
Take care of this. And like, thank you. Because not everyone can be the person in front. Not everyone can be behind. Not everyone can do these things. But the fact that everyone does what they enjoy, what they're good at, means we can have a cast and crew come together.
Yeah, cohesive.
Because I'm always thinking, oh, they're doing this hard work, and they'd rather be acting.
No.
And they're like, no, I don't want to act. I'm like, oh, imagine.
Like, I planned my sister's entire wedding. It was fun because it was behind the scenes. No one knew what went behind it. Only my mother and I knew. And it was just fun to know
to see it all lay out.
She was a star. She was radiant and beautiful, and no one knew me. It was just fabulous.
Yeah.
That's what I love. And same thing with my husband. My husband loves being out in the limelight,
Funny.
He walks in the room and all eyes are on him. I'm happily right behind him. Unnoticed.
I love that.
I just, he can cover me physically, which is great. So I'm just,
So hence the diversity brings you together.
Yes. This is why we work so well together.
Yeah.
I'm like, go, babe. You go get all the attention in the world. I will be happily right behind you.
I know other couples, like a wonderful makeup artist. Actually, she cuts my hair, and then her boyfriend, and he's in the industry and does a lot to help actors. So two very active in the industry, and that works well. And actually, how I met her was on set with a producer, and she's a big producer of commercials and quite lots of things, and her husband's a well-known actor. So they're both very active, and so I was thinking, well, that could work.
Definitely.
Or it could work another way.
Exactly. Both spectrums could work. Are you going to make it work?
Right. Yeah. And if the two individuals, the whole package of each person meshes well together.
Exactly. And look.
So I don't know the answer.
No, well, again.
It's not one formula.
No, it's not one formula. No. It's a diverse formula. There's too many variables. The key is, are you both willing to make it work? And if you are, then hey, shine on the differences and shine on the similarities.
Right. And enjoy who that person is, and not over time probably like, I really always wish that you did.
No,
or I was hoping you'd want to change this.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you knew they never liked this activity with you. And so later years down, like, yeah, they still don't like that activity, and that's fine. Or maybe they did start to enjoy it.
Yeah.
You just never know how things will be.
Exactly. There's certain things, hobbies that my husband loves, and I gotta be honest. I'm like, really? Do I have to? And seeing the enjoyment on his face.
Oh.
Hey.
Because he likes to cycle, right?
He loves to cycle.
Yeah.
He loves, remote control, buggy thingies.
Oh, fun.
He's very hands-on. He's very kinesthetic. So things he does with his hand, I can't put a baby mobile together. I tried. I was 9 months pregnant.
And he can do it, which is perfect.
He can do it with a blink of an eye.
Oh, that's great.
But hey, I'm thankful.
Why? You don't need it.
I don't need it. He's there. Thankfully.
Yes.
So yeah, just enjoy the way they are.
Yeah, exactly. And he probably doesn't like to cook
at all.
And
he does not.
And you enjoy it.
I enjoy it. I'm not. I have no
enjoy it,
but I love cooking. It's
good.
Experimenting. It's chemistry in the kitchen.
Yeah, it is.
I love that. It's very sciencey. So.
I
love science.
Very cool.
Yeah.
I enjoy hearing more about what you've done and what you enjoy. So this has been great for me. So
likewise.
I enjoy it.
I enjoy getting to know you more on, camera.
On live stream.
On live stream.
I did warn you.
I know.
The last gal that came, she said, oh, this is video. I thought it was radio.
I thought it was radio too. I'm like, oh no, my face on camera. That's okay.
I've got to verbalize
No,
the
that's
details.
okay. It is what it is. Hey, go with the flow.
Exactly. That worked to not tell you guys.
Hey, I probably would have said no thanks.
See, that's true. So it's much better sometimes. I was just saying that we did a really tough bike ride on Sunday, and I was just telling my friend today, I said, probably good that I didn't know what was coming. Because he's like, did you get into your easiest gear? I said, I didn't. I kept thinking it's going to get worse, and I need to save that last gear. And I didn't use it because I never knew what was going to be. I mean, it was tough, but so all that to say, sometimes it's better not to know what's ahead.
Right. Embrace spontaneity.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Which is hard for me.
and yeah, we have our different, like I used to be more of a planner. And then I've learned I have to be spontaneous, especially with my work.
Balance.
So it's been an interesting journey, just relearning things, starting fresh and new, friends and community, and it's definitely, it's a growing, it's a breaking and a growing experience.
It really is.
Yeah. So not easy. Life is not easy.
Not
it can definitely have its enjoyable moments, and we enjoy those. Yeah. But we got to enjoy the struggle as well.
Yes. And learn and enjoy.
Right. As I was sobbing last night, I'm like, this is good for me. It's serving a purpose of healing and dealing. I want to deal with the grief. I've learned, and the grief brings up so many other things. So it's one of those experiences where you're like, okay, I'm not too big for this, or I haven't experienced so much death that now it doesn't faze me. It's like, no, it's going to. And then as I'm telling you, I remember, empathy. Yes, of course, it's going to hit me different than someone who's more,
non-empathetic.
Yeah, I'm trying to think what the opposite of that is. Just, but how different we're all created.
Yes,
To
certainly.
embrace it and to enjoy it. And know that it's a gift for other people.
Exactly.
So, yes. And not to expect others to be like us, because they're not.
Everybody's uniquely me. So
Yeah.
be okay with it. It's okay to be different.
And sometimes we get along better with those people because they have those strengths that we don't have, and they like that part of us that they don't have either.
Exactly. You learn from them.
Yeah. So thank you all for watching, for being a part of this, for enduring the distractions. Right now I feel like, it's so quiet. Oh, how funny. And now we're wrapping up. We had to go through all that. Now she's happily sleeping. And
We persevered.
We did.
That's the key.
This is what needed to happen.
Exactly.
So, yes.
That you can still, the show can still go on.
He's such an actor. Such a producer.
No. It's not my cup of tea.
Well, thank you, Donna.
Thank you so much.
And thank you guys so much. And share this with friends that you think will benefit from knowing amazing Donna and all that she has shared with us. And would love to know that it's benefiting other people, because I know there's purpose here for this. So I just got to go with that. So even though I might have 4 subscribers.
Hey, that makes
And not 2 million. Although the last video did have 33 views. So
Oh,
I don't know who they were, but yeah.
33
So,
views.
and I would love for one day it to be like 33,000. Like that, I guess that's a goal. I want
There you
33,000 people to see your interview.
Oh, no, not mine. Maybe someone else's. Not mine.
This one. So help me reach that goal. Just do that.
Write it on paper or burn it. Or just etch my name out.
No, it will grow. I believe it. So thank you guys. Have a wonderful day, and be a blessing to all those around you.
Yes.
All right. Thank you for being a blessing
Thank
to
you.
us. And stop there.